Hey everyone, this is Kelly Lunt, your intuitive channel, with a plethora of spirit guides who love to come through and channel for you so that you can get what it is you want, whatever it is. Today I wanted to come on here. People have been starting to ask me questions of, how did you get so good at law of attraction? How do you enjoy the journey? How do you channel all of that? And so people have asked me, they love hearing, my one-on-one clients love hearing some of the stuff that I've manifested. So I thought I'd come on here today and share it with you guys with the intention of getting to know each other a little bit more and also showing you how anything is possible with law of attraction. So short and to the point, I manifested a trip from California to Maine, so cross-continental, I think I'm using the words right, cross-continental over a 2-year period, while being an office manager. Anything is possible, guys. I did that over a 2-year period. I only paid rent 4 of the 24 months. I visited 37 states. I averaged about 3 weeks in every place I was at. And I did this with ease, with flow, with grace, and while making $20,000 less than what I needed per year to pay for a $100 hotel every night. If I can do that, guys, you can do anything. So a little background story. I think I was like 26 or 27 at the time. I had graduated college and I was in a toxic relationship with this guy, and the work environment was toxic. I think a lot of you can relate. It was just horrible. It was toxic. Drama everywhere. Chaos everywhere. And I was an office manager. That's right. I went to college and I was an office manager. UC Berkeley, mind you. And I was an office manager. I loved it. Oh, my parents gave me a hard time for that one. Okay, the point is, my life sucked. Toxic relationship that I ended. And like toxic, so I didn't have any other friends at the time. I was isolated. He was my, that toxic work environment. I ended up getting the courage to break up with the toxic guy. And guys, I encourage you to follow your joy. If you're around people, then your energy drops. If you're around people and you feel bad, if you're around people and you're thinking, I should do this, I have to do this, no. The only thing you should be doing in life is following your joy. Be around people who feel good to be around people. Be around people who encourage you. Be around people who support you. You're worthy of that. That's what you're here to do. You're here to have fun. You're here to be joyous. Okay, so I was on all point low, broke up with him. My job, I was an office manager. It was toxic. And I was like, you know what, Big U? I'm like, oh, was I 25? Oh, I was 25 when I broke up with him. And I went from that toxic environment. I left that and I broke up with him at 25. It was around 26 and a half where I was like, you know what, Big U, Source, Spirit Guides, I'm done with this. Screw this toxicity. Screw this poverty mindset. What do I want? You get into alignment. I got into that neutral place. Step 1, what do I want? I said I want travel. If you've watched my law of attraction videos, you know you state what you want. I want travel. And then get to the essence, the emotion of what it is you want. And I was like, I want freedom. I want to explore. I want to experience different types of people. I want to experience big cities, small cities. I want to explore this beautiful U.S. And I know you can make it happen. Went from step 1 to step 2. Step 5, I know, straight from step 1, step 2 to step 5. I was like, I'm an office manager. I don't see how this is possible because office managers sit behind a desk and manage an office. So I was like, I don't see how this is possible. And I'm okay with that. Step 5, becoming okay with your emotions and how you feel. I don't see how this is possible. And I know that's your job. So I'm not going to worry about it. When you give me that good feeling in my chest, that divinely inspired good feeling, I'm going to take action on it and I'm ready. Let's explore, universe. Let's get out there. I want an experience of exploring. And I also wanted a sense of I can make it, I can do it on my own. I left a toxic relationship and I left a couple of toxic work environments. I was like, I want to experience fun. I want to experience joy. I want to experience that feeling of complete competence. I want to know that I can make it on my own anywhere. Because if y'all have been in a toxic relationship, you know it pretty much destroys your confidence, destroys any sense that you can do anything on your own. And I wanted to feel that. I was like, Big U, it's your job. Okay, so within 2 months, they were like, I got the, oh, I should be looking for new jobs. Duh, right? But I had to have my spirit guides tell me that. So hopefully this will help y'all look for work sooner. And from that, I was like, okay, well, what's my specialty? Because specialty gets you a little more money than a general office manager. So I went down the route of HR manager, and I applied for this one job. And when I was reading the job description, I was like, oh no, no, this is chaotic. I was like, I'm not doing that, universe. And they came back through, and they gave me that warm, glowing feeling in my chest. And I was like, okay. This is when you get that warm, glowing feeling in your chest. That's step 2, law of attraction, effort versus efforting. That's where they did the efforting of making sure that I saw that job posting. They did the efforting of making sure that that company wrote the job post. They gave me the glowing, the warm feeling in my chest, the glowing feeling. Some people call it the sparkly feeling. Some people call it this is source. They gave me that feeling in my chest, and I was like, okay, I trust you. I'll follow you. You've led me well so far. I applied. 2 days later, I got the interview. I interviewed, and while I was there, I was like, what the heck? I do not see why. Like, I'm not in step 3 right now. Step 3 is where you notice the signs, right? So yes, I noticed the signs of, I need a job where I can travel. So I was applying for work. I was like, well, I'm getting interviews. This is a sign that it's just a matter of time before I find the right one so that I could travel, okay? But I was also out of step 3 in the sense of like, this place is chaotic. Why did you tell me to be here? And that was where, so if you're not a channel, you can talk spirit directly. They'll still keep giving you that warm, glowing feeling in your chest. Don't force it. Be in alignment. Allow the feeling to come if it's right. And my guides gave me that feeling as I was literally sitting there. And I was like, I have met with 5 interns for the past 2 hours. They don't respect my time. They're not organized. This is chaotic. That when the lady finally came in, who'd be my boss, she was like, so sorry about that. They didn't tell me to schedule the interview. And red flag, right? I was like, oh, no, I'm not working here. My guides just gave me that warm, glowing feeling. And then they said, travel. You'll get travel with this company. And I was like, wait, that's what I wanted. So I went through the interview. After the interview, I kind of knew I nailed it. Well, I was also like, okay, I was following my joy. What would feel good to say right now, So that's how you nail interviews, guys. What would feel good to say? Don't worry about what they want to hear. Don't worry about what you think you should say. Don't worry about your image or your perception. What would feel good to say right now? That's what's going to get you a job that's going to feel good. Okay, so let's see. From there, when I got an offer later that night, I looked at it and I was like, whoa, that's $15,000 more than I was making at the previous company. I was like, maybe travel's possible. And I was just kind of like, I don't know, spirit, like, I don't know. They were chaotic. And that's when I got that warm, glowing feeling back in my chest again. And it was, you could ask for more money. I just felt that gut level feeling. I was like, so I responded back like a typical snarky millennial, because I think I was 27 at the time. And I just wrote back. I was like, oh, thank you so much for the job interview. Like, I really love what you guys are doing there, yada, yada, yada. I was like, okay, let me think about this over the weekend. You did technically meet the minimum salary that I stated. I was like, so I'll likely sign it. I don't know how I had the courage to say that, but I did. I was unemployed at the time, too. I didn't have much money in saving. I still said that. She came back within 2 hours and, like, bumped the salary up, I think, like $2,500. And she said, would this make you sign it today? And my guides were just like, you're going to get travel. You're going to get travel. So I was like, all right. I took it. Sure enough, the first week that I was there, I was like, what in the world is these people are unorganized? This is chaotic. I don't believe in the business model of this company. I don't actually think they're going to be successful. I don't think they're going to be around in 3 years. It's like, why in the world am I here? And then it was because I had the ask of I want travel, I want to explore. And I also had the ask of I want to be a CEO, I want to be running my own company. So from that, this company was one, going to let me work remotely so that I could travel. It met that need. 2, it was the perfect environment for me to, I don't know how to word this, gather the balls, gather the courage to learn to say no, to learn to trust myself when I was right or wrong. So this job very much satisfied 2 of my asks. Okay, so from there, I went home. I was like, oh, they let you work remotely after I think a couple weeks of working there, because I was really just trusting spirit. They kept giving me that warm, glowing feeling in my chest every day. I was like, how am I going to travel? They want me to come into the office every day. I don't get this, but I kept trusting. After about working there 3 weeks, they started hiring stay-at-home moms. I was like, oh, I get it. I get how I'm going to get to travel. Let me build up a little bit more trust with these ladies. After 2 months of working there, I think I did like a week away. I was like, oh, I had a death in the family. And I was like, hey, guys, like I definitely framed this so that they would say yes. I was like, guys, I know I've only been here 2 months. However, like my grandpa's died. I was in California at the time. He lived in Colorado. I was like, he lives in Colorado. So I was thinking like I could take a week off of unpaid time, fully unpaid. I've only been here 2 months. I'm not expecting that at all. And I could go out there and be out there. I was like, or what do you guys think of me working remotely? Because then I only need half a day off. I'll fly out on the weekend so I don't miss any work. Monday through Thursday, I'll work the standard 9 to 5 hours in California. Or I think I said 9 to 6 just to, throw a little cherry on top for them. Hey, I'll be more available more. And from there, I'll really only need half a day Friday off for the funeral and then like dinner and stuff with the family and the family time. So of course they were like, okay, go ahead and go. And of course I was super responsive when I was away. I was responding to every email within like 10 minutes. My clients were loving me. I was loving on them. So when I came back, I gave it another 2 weeks and I told them, I was like, that worked out really well, guys. I want to do this and travel the world. So they said yes. And that was it, guys. And I was like, well, shoot, you delivered, Big U. I was an office manager. You delivered a job with a more niche role with more money, and that's remote and flexible. I now have a full-time job with benefits, with salary, and I could travel the world. And that's when I sat down and did the math, because I gave the notice to my apartment. I started packing stuff, putting it away into a pods, which is like a flexible, remote, shippable storage container. I started doing the math. I was like, hold on, Big U, I need X amount of dollars for a $100 hotel every night. From there, come on, anyone watching this knows that a $100 hotel every night, counting taxes, knows that that's not possible. But I still had that warm, glowing feel in my chest. So I am by no means encouraging people just to up and quit their job and go travel. Be in alignment and allow that good feeling to come to you so that you know to take inspired action. And so from there, what unfolded was I first was going to go visit some of my family in Colorado. And then from there, I just figured, I'm going to let the universe figure it out. I told him, I was like, okay, I don't make enough. Step 5, law of attraction. I don't see how this is possible. And I'm telling you right now that I want to travel and explore, and I want a bed to sleep on, a comfortable bed to sleep on, a safe roof to be under, warm meals. I was like, I am not camping on the side of the road. I know it's up to you to how it delivers. So what unfolded was I went and stayed with my aunt in Colorado. I didn't know she was the matriarch of the family, because I grew up with one side of my family in California. I didn't know she was the matriarch of the family in Colorado, and I had no idea that my family was cousins on top of cousins on top of cousins. I didn't know I had such a huge family. My family in California, where there was like 6 of us. My family out here in Colorado, I'm in Colorado right now, there's like 90 of us. I was like, who are all these people? They knew me because when I was younger, like my mom would bring me out. So they knew me. I just didn't remember them. So I came out here, I stayed with them, and then she just naturally chit-chatted with everyone like, oh my God, Kelly's out here. She has this awesome job. We're having so much fun with her. She keeps to herself. She cooks us dinner. Of course I was cooking dinner. I was working from home. Like I had so much time on my hand. And like I was grateful that I got to stay with these people and have fun with them. And they were like, working the typical 9 to 5 and having an hour commute. So like by the time they came home, I was like, hey, look at this meal I made, So from there, she was just, when people would naturally call her, or she would naturally want to call someone, she would just share all this great time we're having with Kelly. So guys, after being there 4 weeks, I was kind of, the point of this was to explore. Like I want to move, but they were, no, stay with us. We will go fishing with us. No, we love having you here. Come farm with us. Come do this with us. And I was like, this is awesome. I'm exploring. I'm getting exactly what it is I wanted. And then guys, I had more family call and, hey, Jess told me that you guys did this and that and that. I'm like, yeah, hey, Uncle so-and-so, like, that is what we were doing. Like, well, I wanted to go to this concert. Do you want to go with me? I'm only a 4-hour drive from them. You could stay here as long as you want to, no pressure. I was like, no way. I never, I just didn't even think that my family would have spare bedrooms to let me stay in. And I just didn't even think that these people would want me. One, I didn't even know some of them existed. So then I was like, yeah, I'll come out there for that concert. A couple other family members like, well, hey, we're just like a 30-minute drive from where you are. Why don't you come stay with us for the weekend? Hey, we're going to Waterworld this weekend. Come stay with us. Oh, hey, Kelly, we're going out of town. Like, we need someone to house at our house. We'd rather have a family member do it than someone we don't know. So that's right, guys. My family asked me to house it for them. On top of that, they paid me. And this house was on the back of, it was like this 5-bedroom gorgeous house. Their backyard had a jacuzzi that overlooked an 18-par golf course. I went out there every morning sipping on my chai latte from their fancy latte machine, and every night sipping on a glass of wine, just watching the gorgeous men and ladies. There were some ladies. I like men, though, to be clear. Now that this is on YouTube, awkward. Anyway, I just would watch the gorgeous men golf, and I would sip on my wine. This is amazing. Of course, I waved and was like, hey! It was like 50 feet away, so you couldn't, or I don't know, you couldn't talk, but I was waving. I was enjoying the gorgeous sight in front of me. So from there, it just went to this whole, come stay with me, come stay with me, come here, come here, come here. So I made it all the way from like California, Boston. I went back to California. Then I like kept driving to Tennessee. I think I was in Johnson, Tennessee, and that was when I was laid off. I was like, crap, I wanted to make it to Maine. Well, shoot, now what? I paid off all my debt. That's right, guys. I traveled, didn't have to, free places to stay. So I always put like whatever I would have been paying towards rent, just put it towards my credit card. And I just finished paying my credit card off. And I think I put, I don't know, maybe like 3,000 or 4,000 into saving. I didn't have like not that much, and I was laid off. So obviously I went to step 5 law of attraction. I was feeling like crap. I was feeling vulnerable. I was like, now what? Oh my God, I've been away from San Francisco for like a year and a half now. What do I do? Shoot, I didn't make it to Maine. So I got quiet, aka I meditated and got into alignment. And it was, what's my next best step? Should I go back to California and get a job? Should I keep traveling? And what I thought was like, should I keep traveling? I got the warm feeling, and then I just like heard, I was like, no, I need to make it to Maine. And I just said, I was like, okay, fine, big U, source. If I'm to make it to Maine, yes, I want it. I'm fine that I feel insecure about money. Anyone in this state of a mind would feel insecure. I like being normal. Neutralize the negative. Be okay. Self-accept your feelings. Step 5, be okay with the doubts and the bad feelings. Get back into step 1. It was like, I do want to keep exploring. I still want to keep traveling. I want to explore more of the world. I need to know what's in Maine. I need to know what's in New York. I was like, and big U, my new step 1, or sub step 1 was, I need reassurance that I'm going to be okay. I'm going to need reassurance that I'm going to have a place to sleep, a warm place to sleep. I now have no income coming in and only $3,000 saved up, or $4,000, whatever the heck it was. Like, I need a huge sign that I'm going to be okay. So I went back home. I was in alignment. I was like, okay, well, I feel good. Things are going to work out. I trust that it is. I believe that it is. I get back home, and the person that I was staying with at the time, they had someone on like a Google Hangout, and they were like, Kelly, oh my God, you're still traveling? You're with so-and-so? I was like, yeah. He's like, I live 6 hours from here. I'm in Boston. I was like, oh, awesome. He's like, are you going to come say hi? Like, he had a girlfriend, so it wasn't like that. He's like, come say hi to, I forget, well, at privacy, I'm not going to say their names. They're like, I'm here. You should come hang out with us. Like, you got to experience Boston, right? I looked and I was like, that actually sounds really fun. I love you and your girlfriend, and your housemates sound fun. Just to let you know, though, I was literally laid off like 6 hours ago. He was like, well, just so you know, this is a limited time offering. Come stay for a couple weeks. But all the more reason why you should come experience it before you go back to California. I was like, okay, sweet. And I was like, all right, big U, I see how you delivered my ass. This is a sign that I'll be okay. I was like, I need something a little bit bigger than 2 weeks. 6 hours later, a friend that I had not communicated with in about the entire time I was traveling, it's like a year and a half, he gives me a call, and he was like, hey, Kelly. And I'm like, why is he calling me? I haven't spoken to him since college. Oh, my God. And he was just like, hey, where are you at? Are you still doing that crazy travel thing you mentioned a year or so ago? I was like, I am. I'm in Tennessee. I'm likely going to be in Boston in a couple weeks. He's like, dude, well, like, my roommates and I live in downtown Manhattan. Manhattan, New York, 6 blocks from Central Park in the Hell's Kitchen district. Why don't you come say hi to us? You can have the big city experience without having to move here. And I was just blown away. I was like, wow. Once you master step 5 law of attraction, the universe can deliver. And I was like, all right, universe, this is a sign. I am going to be okay. I was like, all right, I hear you. I'll keep traveling. I told my friend the same. I was like, hey, well, I'm unemployed now. He's like, Kelly, that's all the more reason why you 100% need to do this, and you need to do it now. Come here. Like, my roommates are totally cool. You can stay. You can stay for up to a month if you want. Maybe you can look for a job here. If you live here, like, you find a job, you'll figure it out. If not, you need to at least have the Big Apple experience. I'm going to be moving back to California in 6 months. You need to do it now. I was like, all right, let's do this. Guys, it gets even better. I go to Boston, great time. I was worried about money, I was like, okay, universe, I'm worried about money and I still want to explore. I happened to go to like the Boston Museum at the time. I walk in and they're like, oh, so-and-so donated like hundreds of thousands of dollars today. And he, in honor of his like wife who just passed, it's a free entrance day to the museum. I was like, what? Guys, when you are in alignment, when you're clear on what it is that you want, the essence, the emotion of what it is you want, and you're in alignment and you feel that the universe was like, the museum. And I was like, the museum's like $35. I was like, shut up, universe, I have $3,000. I'm not spending $35 on a freaking museum. I'm going to go to a park for free. So I found a park across the street from it. I was hanging out there. I was like, all right, whatever. Every time I think of the museum, I keep getting that good feeling. Step 2, they give you that good feeling for inspired action. So I walked in there. I was like, it's free entrance. I was like, slap on an armrest. Let's go. Okay, so from there, Boston was great. It was awesome. I get to the Big Apple, and I was like, okay, well, how much is this parking going to be? But it felt so good that it had to be right. I get there. My friend was like, well, you know what? There are actually 2 blocks in downtown New York, Manhattan, New York, that are free parking. It's never empty. And I was just like, is this it? Is this it? We drive, I think it was either 44th Street or 54th. It's this tiny block that only fits like 20 cars on each side. We go there and I'm like, that's a spot. I went in there, parked. Every Tuesday, Thursday when street sweeping came by, we would all come get in our cars, pull out into the center. The street sweeper would come by. We would all reverse back into our parking spot. And I just thought, did I just stay in Boston, Massachusetts, Manhattan, New York for free with free parking? I was like, no way. I was like, Spirit, I believe in you. AKA, that's when I started mastering step 4 of law of attraction. Fully believing, fully trusting that they've got your back, the synchronistic flow. All right, I can keep going, guys. From there, I had a cousin. I gave him a call. I was supposed to visit them. I was like, hey, I'm in New York. You're 6 hours away. Do you hear that? 6 hours away. I never had to pay for a hotel along this journey. I never had to stop and camp along the journey. I was like, hey, I'm in New York. He's like, well, you know what? I'm actually moving down to North Carolina, but my house is empty right now. Go stay in it. I stayed in a 5-bedroom house in, I think it's called Portland, Maine, 10 minutes from the beach, by myself for like a month. I was like, universe, I love you. Source, I love you. So yada, yada, yada. All this good stuff ensued. The point of the story, guys, was there's no need to think upstream thoughts. I'm an office manager. I want travel, but I'm an office manager. I want travel, but I don't make the kind of money. I want travel, but I'm not a CEO. I want travel, but I'm not a tech software engineer who gets the freedom of travel. Universe, I'm currently an office manager right now. I'm okay with that. And I want travel. I want to explore. How is it going to happen? I'm in eager anticipation of how this is going to happen. After leaving this toxic relationship and this toxic work environment, I'm so ready to explore the world, to explore what it feels like being on my own, to rebuilding the competence and the confidence with myself. I'm so ready to just see new ways of living, see how people interact with each other. I'm ready. How can it be delivered? All right, y'all. I hope this story helps you fully understand law of attraction more and helps you see that anything is possible. Give me a thumbs up, comment below, let me know what you're thinking. Let me know of your awesome manifestation. Share it here. I'll comment back. Let's bump up our vibes, get in the good vibes. If y'all want to interact with me live, I do Facebook Lives every Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can go to my website, check it out, kellylunt.com. Yeah, happy manifesting, guys. Much love. Mwah!